Have you ever wondered why the Panama Canal, a marvel of engineering, is in danger of becoming obsolete? What could possibly threaten this iconic waterway that once revolutionized global trade? Join us as we journey through the history of this engineering marvel and explore its current predicaments. Imagine the year 1881, a time of grand visions and even grander engineering projects. Amongst these was the ambitious venture of the Panama Canal, a dream that was first pursued by the French. The French, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps, the mastermind behind the Suez Canal, embarked on this colossal project with high spirits and unwavering determination. However, the tropical terrain of Panama was a far cry from the arid deserts of Egypt. The dense rainforests, steep mountains, and the treacherous Chagres River posed numerous challenges. Malaria and yellow fever claimed thousands of lives, while the frequent landslides and floods brought work to a standstill time and again. After a decade of struggle and the expenditure of approximately 200 million francs, in 1894, the French admitted defeat and abandoned the project. The dream of a canal through Panama, however, did not die. In 1904, the United States, under the leadership of President Theodore Roosevelt, took over the reins. Armed with the knowledge of the French failure, they approached the task with a fresh perspective. Instead of a sea-level canal like the French had attempted, they decided on a lock-type canal. This involved creating an artificial lake, Gatun Lake, by damming the Chagres River and a series of locks to lift and lower ships. The construction was a Herculean task. It required the removal of more than 200 million cubic yards of rock and soil, equivalent to digging a tunnel through the earth. But by 1914, after 10 years of relentless effort, the Panama Canal was completed. A 50-mile-long waterway connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans was born. A marvel of its time, the Panama Canal stood as a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. For decades, the Panama Canal served as a vital artery for global trade. This man-made marvel, a 50-mile strip cutting through the heart of Central America, became the backbone of international commerce in the 20th century. When you think of the Panama Canal, envision a bustling hub, teeming with ships carrying cargo from all corners of the globe. It was during the 20th century that the canal truly entered its golden age. The canal was no longer just a pathway, it became a symbol of prosperity and global interconnectedness. It's hard to overstate the economic impact of the Panama Canal. Imagine a world where all maritime trade had to navigate the treacherous Cape Horn or the lengthy Cape of Good Hope. The canal shortened these distances dramatically, turning weeks into mere days. Goods could be transported faster, cheaper, and more efficiently. This was a game changer for global economies, stimulating growth and fostering international trade relations. But the canal was more than just a commercial asset. It held significant strategic importance during the World Wars. It served as a quick route for military vessels, enabling swift mobilization of troops and supplies. The canal's strategic location made it a crucial asset to the Allied forces, shaping the course of both wars. However, this golden age was not to last forever. As the 20th century drew to a close, the Panama Canal began to face the winds of change. New technologies, larger ships, and evolving trade routes started to challenge the canal's supremacy. The world was moving at a rapid pace, and the Panama Canal, a marvel of the past, was struggling to keep up. The canal that once symbolized the future of global trade was now grappling with the realities of a changing world. But as the world moved forward, the Panama Canal began to face new challenges. Like an old champion, the Panama Canal found itself increasingly outmatched by the changing times. The dawn of the 21st century brought with it a seismic shift in global trade. The advent of larger, more efficient cargo ships, nicknamed post-Panamax vessels, spelled trouble for the canal. These behemoths of the sea, capable of carrying 2 to 3 times the cargo of their predecessors, simply could not fit through the canal's narrow lanes and shallow waters. The Panama Canal, once the heavyweight champion of maritime trade routes, was suddenly too small, too narrow, too old-fashioned for the modern world. And it wasn't just these larger ships that posed a threat. With globalization came new trade routes, and with them, fierce competition. The icy Northern Sea route, though perilous, offered a shorter path from Europe to Asia. The Suez Canal, after its expansion, could accommodate even the largest of these post-Panamax vessels. These alternatives, while not without their own challenges, began to lure away some of the canal's traffic, further diminishing its prestige and relevance. But perhaps the most insidious challenge came not from technological progress or competition, but from nature itself. The canal relies heavily on fresh water from the man-made Gatun Lake to operate its locks. But climate change, that great disruptor of the 21st century, has led to less predictable rainfall patterns, putting the canal's water supply in jeopardy. The specter of drought looms large over the canal, threatening its very existence. In the face of these modern challenges, the Panama Canal has struggled to adapt. Expansion projects have been initiated, but they are costly and time-consuming. And even if the canal can be widened and deepened, can it ever truly compete with the modern megaships and alternative routes? Can it adapt quickly enough to the unpredictable impacts of climate change? A once unbeatable champion, the Panama Canal now finds itself on the ropes. So, where does the Panama Canal stand today, and what does its future hold? As we step into the present, the Panama Canal faces a multitude of challenges. The most pressing of these is the decreasing water levels. With climate change causing unpredictable weather patterns and less rainfall, the canal's water levels are at an all-time low. This is a serious concern, as the canal relies heavily on water to operate its lock systems. Without sufficient water, the canal's functionality is compromised. Additionally, the canal's maintenance costs are skyrocketing. The upkeep of the century-old infrastructure is becoming increasingly expensive and difficult. The canal's locks, for instance, require constant maintenance to ensure they function properly, and this doesn't come cheap. The cost of running the canal has risen exponentially over the years, placing a significant financial burden on the Panamanian government. But the challenges don't stop there. The Panama Canal also faces potential competition from new infrastructure projects. One such project is the proposed Nicaragua Canal. While still in its early stages, this canal could pose a serious threat to the Panama Canal's monopoly over maritime traffic in the region. If the Nicaragua Canal becomes operational, it could divert a significant amount of traffic away from the Panama Canal, further exacerbating its financial woes. The future of the Panama Canal is uncertain. On one hand, it could adapt and overcome these challenges just as it has done in the past. Perhaps it will find new ways to conserve water or develop innovative solutions to reduce maintenance costs. It could even leverage its historical significance to attract tourists, transforming itself into a major tourist attraction. On the other hand, if the canal fails to address these issues, it could become a relic of a bygone era. The canal's importance to global trade could diminish, and it could eventually be abandoned, left to decay and be reclaimed by nature. It remains to be seen whether the Panama Canal can reinvent itself once again, or whether it will become a relic of a bygone era. So, we have traveled through time, from the ambitious beginnings of the Panama Canal to its current state of uncertainty. We've retraced the steps of the tireless workers who toiled under the tropical sun, shaping the landscape to their will, carving out this colossal waterway that would forever change the course of global trade. We've basked in the glow of the canal's golden age, a time of prosperity and promise, when the world marveled at its ingenuity and the vast ships that passed through its locks, loaded with the treasures of the earth from one ocean to another. We've also grappled with the challenges posed by modernity as the canal's once unrivaled dominance began to wane. We've seen the rise of bigger ships, the relentless march of technology, and the shifting sands of global trade patterns. We've witnessed the canal's struggle to adapt, to reinvent itself in the face of these relentless tides of change. And now, we find ourselves staring into the murky waters of the canal's future. A future clouded by uncertainty, fraught with challenges yet to be overcome. Will the canal continue to hold its vital place in our interconnected world, or will it slowly fade into obscurity, a relic of a bygone era? The Panama Canal story is a testament to human ambition and adaptability. Yet its future hangs in the balance, a reminder that even the greatest of our creations must evolve or fade away.